Good evening and welcome to today's session of Travel and Webinars. This is your host Harnoor Singh for the evening. In this session, we'll be discussing about Sri Lanka, which is our neighboring country. Sri Lanka, just like India, is a very multicultural destination which is full of diversity, heritage, and religion. While traveling to Sri Lanka, you can expect to see beautiful beaches, nightlife, casinos, and even natural beauty like mountains and waterfalls. It is a complete destination in itself, but it is still very underrated in the Indian travel market, and travel agents find it very difficult to sell Sri Lanka to their customers. So, today we'll try to solve this problem and issue by providing in depth knowledge about this destination. So, I believe this session will be very fruitful for all our travel agent partners. Let's begin without any further delays. And now, I would like to welcome the speaker for the day, Mr. Zishan. Hi, Zishan, how are you?
Hi, Noor. I'm great, and thank you for inviting me. And I'm quite excited to be back again with this amazing session on Sri Lanka destination. And this is the first time we are doing this session this year, and there's been quite a gap since last year, and there were several reasons. Primary being that the economy of Sri Lanka was not good, and people were like hesitant about traveling to that destination. But this time I'm super confident, and the tourism of Sri Lanka is also super confident in order to host the tourists. So it would be a fun and knowledgeable session today. Quite excited to begin that.
Right, Zishan. And I can even see a lot of our travel agent partners are also very excited for the same. So let's begin with the presentation.
Okay, cool. So before presenting, I would like to tell everyone that in today's session, I would take you through the destination training, but that will be almost like 15-20 minutes. And then I will tell you about the myths that is surrounding the tourism in Sri Lanka. So basically, there are lots of things which the people are still not sure whether those things are true or not. There are lots of news going around, and basically people have stopped like doing the investigation, and they have just created that mindset that Sri Lanka is still unsafe. So I will tell you more about those things, and I will also tell you why you should promote Sri Lanka destination, why you should travel to Sri Lanka, and why you should book Sri Lanka through Craftland. So I am doing a presentation now, and I will be sharing my screen. So we are starting the presentation. I hope you can see the screen. So, like the topics that we are covering today, I will give you a gist of it. So we'll be having an introduction session about the destination, then what are the modes of transportation, why you should visit Sri Lanka. I will tell you about the demography also, what all different sightseeing and activities one can do in Sri Lanka. And I will tell you about few shopping centers because people love to shop when they are traveling. Then especially The people from India, they are very much concerned about their taste buds. So what all food options we have got in Sri Lanka, that also I will tell you. On the honeymoon inclusions, what all they provide in Sri Lanka, and what are the modes of transfers, what are the COVID guidelines, the visa procedure, and why you should sell Sri Lanka, and why you should purchase Sri Lanka from Craftsland. And I will also tell you about some standard itineraries. And then we will discuss about the myths that are surrounding the destination. So, without wasting the time, like first of all, I would like to tell everyone, as the most of you already know, and as Harnoor has introduced, Sri Lanka is our neighboring country, and it's a very beautiful island. In the, like, if you see the map, it's located in the southern part of India. So it's like a teardrop, and it's lies in the Indian Ocean, and it's a tropical country. So, like, the best thing about Sri Lanka is that it's affordable and a beautiful tropical island destination. So that's how I would be defining it. And it's not just that you have got the beautiful beaches and islands in Sri Lanka, as most of you presumes, but you have got lots of cultural aspects, and also the wildlife, and also, like, there are so many things. If you talk about especially the capital of the Sri Lanka, that's Colombo, there's so many things related to the uh, like the youth, that can attract the youth, and I will discuss about all those things here. So that was a brief introduction about Sri Lanka. Now, in order to reach Sri Lanka, since it's located in the Indian Ocean, so obviously there are only two ways. First is flight, and second is like through ship. But obviously, ship takes a lot of time. So the best option is to fly. And the best thing about Sri Lanka is that it's well connected through the many of the major cities in India. So you have got flights from Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Kolkata. And Sri Lankan Airlines, Air India, and so many flight carriers are have their regular flights to Sri Lanka. Okay. Now, in order, like, as I already told you about the destination, what all it has to offer. So for Sri Lanka, like, you can find glorious beaches, of course, nature and wildlife, then night and city life, and hills, religious places. So you can find everything here. So whether it's the nature, whether it's the culture, whether it's religion, whether it's the modern lifestyle, you will find each and everything in Sri Lanka. It has got so many things to offer. It's a diverse nation. So talking about the major cities of Sri Lanka, so these all cities are basically in terms of tourist interest. I have mentioned it down here. So Colombo, it being the capital. Then we have got Negombo, very near to Colombo. And last year, and during the COVID time, when people were traveling and there was quarantine that time, so we used to give accommodation in Colombo, as the hotels were cheaper. Then we have got the Wilpattu National Park, Jaffna, Trincomalee, and Anuradhapura, Dambula, Kandy, Nuvara Elia, Ella, Yala, Gaul, Hikardua, Bentota. So all these are the major cities in terms of tourist interest. Now, as you can see the map, so it's a small island nation, but it has got so many diverse things, different things to offer. And if I can tell you, most of the places which are popular amongst the Indian tourists are located in the like this southern part of Sri Lanka. So we have got Colombo here in the, if you can see, just hold on a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just hold on a second. Okay, so we have got Colombo here. That's the capital of Sri Lanka, and that's where the airport is. Like it's, you can see the airports nearby. So Colombo, then we have got Kandy, Nuwara Elia, and then you have got Ella, Yala, right? Then you have got Bentota in the southern part, Hikadua, Gaul. So most of the places of interest are there in the southern part of the country. So and all these places are covered within 3 to 4 hours of distance only. Okay. So this was about Sri Lanka, and if you also talk about the northern part, it has got a lot of things to offer, like the Jaffna and like Anuradhapura and Trincomalle, so Dambula. So all these places are there. We also do Ramayan tours. So it has got so many things in the entire Sri Lanka. But if you want to cover the northern and southern part both, so it will take at least 13, 14 days. And all the places are well accessed through car. So it's basically the land transfers only. It's not that you have to take ship or flight in order to reach other part of the Sri Lanka. So it's all well connected through roads, and mostly people travel through roads only. Okay. Now, if you talk about the sightseeings and the activities, so here are some of the sightseeings of Colombo. Since Colombo is a very modern city, and like UNESCO has also termed it as the most like must visited city in 2019. So it's like home to a range of tourist attractions, and it will keep you engaged throughout your stay here. So there are so many museums and temples. Along with that, you have got so many casinos and discos. So whether you are having the spiritual taste or the modern taste, you can definitely visit Colombo and it will never disappoint you. Now, if you talk about Nueva Elia, so it's like one of the largest tea producing region, and as we all know, like the Darjeeling tea and Assam tea of India, Ceylon tea of Sri Lanka is also very famous. So Nueva Elia is one of the world's largest tea producing regions, and it's home to the country's tallest mountain, that is Pidurud Talagala. So there are so many hotels and restaurants with British decor, and it can give you a feel of the colonial time, since Sri Lanka was also a British empire once, like India. So you can find a British touch over there, and it's like um, if you have ever been to Munnar of Kerala, so it's like that only, but it's like little better as compared to Munnar. So the famous attractions there are Adams Peak, Haggala Botanical Garden, Sita Amman Temple, Devon Falls, and Macwoods Museum and Galway's Land National Park. So all these attractions are there in Nuwara area. Now moving to Kandy. So Kandy is like a pilgrimage place, and it's like very sacred, and it plays a very important part of the Buddhist culture. So what appears to be a land state of a out of mythology or fantasy fiction is called Kandy, and it's considered one of the most serene and idyllic location in Sri Lanka. So Kandy is also one of the it's like second largest city of Sri Lanka, and it is home to all the marvels of nature. So some of the attractions are a temple of the Tooth Relic. That's plays a very critical role in terms of Buddhist faith. And there is Dambola Cave Temples, Horton Plains National Park, Temple of the Tooth, and Royal Botanical Garden, and also Candy Lake. Now, the third city is Bentota. So Bentota is, as you saw in the map, it's near to the coastal region, and Bentota is famous for its beautiful beaches, and people go to Bentota to do water activities also. So for those of you looking for that ideal beach spot to unwind and soak in some fresh sunshine and sand, you have to do is head to Bentota. So that's what I would suggest. And this place is known for its lagoon dive sites that can offer the best views of coral reefs, century-old Buddhist temples, gardens and long stretches of coconut trees. So, like Buddhist temples, you can find almost everywhere in Sri Lanka as Buddhism and Hinduism and Islam. These are and Christianity. These four are the major religion in Sri Lanka, and especially Buddhism has a very major impact in Sri Lanka population. So attractions in Bentota is Ventura Beach and Lunuganga Garden, Kanda Viharya Temple, Diyakava Water Sports Center where you can do the water sports. Then you have got Brief Garden and Barbarian Island. And then you have got Sigria. And Sigria is basically most of you must have come across this big rock in the middle of the forest, and people mostly recognize Sigria through that. And yes, that's like one of the most important sightseeing of Sri Lanka and of Sigria as well. And that is like Sigiriya Rock. It's called Sigiriya Rock, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen. So it's like one of the most dramatic and iconic location you will ever stumble upon in Sri Lanka, is Sigiriya. So Sigiriya literally translates to lion rocks in Sinhalese. Sinhalese is the language of Sri Lanka. And standing tall amidst lush green landscape with mysterious caves, as you can see in the picture also. So it's surrounded by forest. So, and the water bodies also. So, this is a World Heritage Site, and the Sigiriya rock is the ruins of the kingdom of King Kashyap, who ruled around AD 477. So, like it has got so many historical significance. So if you are interested in history, you should definitely head to Sigiriya. And people travel to see this Sigiriya rock, and because during the daytime it becomes very hot, so people then generally leave early in the morning in order to reach there and to have a photo session and to enjoy the view, and then they come back before the afternoon. So it's a breathtaking view from the Sigria Rock, and it's a unique experience, whether or not you are interested in history, like, but it's a must visit site. And then you have got Ella. So Ella, as you can see in the picture, so Ella offers a lot of beautiful uh, this falls and also serene landscapes. So most of the pictures of Sri Lanka, you must have come across the train ride. So that train ride you can find in Ella. It's like one of the most beautiful train routes of the world. So Ella is considered a lonely planet, and it has got countless waterfalls, hills, and a stretch of greenery, and it's like the place to forget everything else, and you just have to immerse yourself in nature. So the major attractions in Ella is Ravan Falls, Nine Arches Bridge, Dhava Rock Temple, Ella Rock, Ravan Cave, Little Adams Peak, etc. And then you have got Yala, and Yala is a national park, and there you can find the like leopard and bears, sloth bears, and elephant. So, like Sri Lanka is also famous for the elephants, and especially while you're heading from Colombo to Kandy, there is an elephant orphanage, and that's like very famous. People go there, and people they like touch the elephant. They give shower to the elephant. So all these activities can be done, and if you want to experience elephant sightseeing in their natural habitat, then you should go to natural Yala National Park. So it's an amazing safari you can find there. So if you are adventure lover, if you enjoy wildlife, you should definitely go there. Now, some of the famous sightseeing and activities in Sri Lanka is herb and tea tour. Sri Lanka is famous for their tea and herbs also. You can also do whale watching, and there is casinos, and you can see in the pictures like people go to Sri Lanka to like watch the whales and to gamble and to also do shopping. And there are some few famous temples of Sri Lanka. The names are written here. You can find these temples all over this Sri Lanka, like in different cities, whether it's Colombo, Kandy, or Dambula, Badula. You can find it everywhere. So you can find the temples of from Buddhism culture, from Hinduism culture, and there are some famous churches as well. Now, talking about the famous beaches of Sri Lanka, so you have got Neelaveli, Calcutta, Arugam Mirisa, Unavatuna, Uppuli, Negombo, Bentota Beach, Hikkaduwa, Talala South. So all these famous beaches are there. And so I basically covered all the uh, famous cities and sightseeing and activities of Sri Lanka. Now, if you talk about the shopping experience in Sri Lanka, you can find lots of options, whether you want to shop tea or you want to purchase souvenirs. So here you have like the stores in Colombo where you can find the bed decor and some handicraft items as well. Then you can find the like mask in Sri Lanka. There's a very famous location in Colombo by the name of like Philip Gunawardena Mawata Road, and you can go there and you can shop and you can experience different types of mask shop. Then you can go to Melisna Tea Center, that's again in Colombo, and there you can buy some souvenirs and tea that you want to gift to your near ones. Then, if you talk about the food in Sri Lanka, it's like almost very similar to the southern South Indian cuisine of India, but they have got this coastal touch, and like rice is the staple food of Sri Lanka, and they also indulge in a lot of seafood. So but there is no scarcity of Indian restaurants. So if you are strictly looking for vegetarian options or even Jain options, or you just want to have Indian foods, you can find lots of good Indian restaurants in Sri Lanka, like Chola Authentic Indian Restaurant, that's in Colombo. Then you have Maharaja Palace, again in Colombo. So all these things are there. Food is not an issue in Sri Lanka, and but as a foodie, I would recommend if you're traveling to Sri Lanka, you should definitely try the local Sri Lankan cuisine. These are the name of some of the nice restaurants in Sri Lanka that you can always suggest to your clients. And if they want to have Sri Lankan food, then Hotel de Pilavus and Ministry of Cap. These are like famous Sri Lankan restaurants. So people who travel to Sri Lanka, they mostly prefer to have either continental plan or modified American plan. So in continental plan, you will only get breakfast, and in modified American plan, you'd be getting breakfast along with dinner. Because during the day you are outside, you are traveling and you are doing excursions. So mostly during the daytime, you have your lunch outside only. So lots of people travel to Sri Lanka for their honeymoon. So if you are going on a honeymoon, then you can ask for the candlelight dinner, and they will provide you the wine, and the cake can also be provided, but that's on extra charge. So you can always check whether the service provider is offering at extra charge or not. But candlelight dinner you can definitely offer to your guest. and flower bed decoration and cake as usual, like any other destination, they also do that. So if you talk about the transfer, since most of the places are covered and can be covered via land. So there are basically three types of transfers. If you are a small family, 2 or 3 person traveling, then they can provide you with sedan. If there are more people, up to six, then they can offer you van. And there is like if they are up to 9 people also, then they can provide you a bigger van. But if there is more than 10 people, then they offer you a temple traveler. But the good thing about Sri Lanka is that uh, the vehicle condition that they provide are really good. So even if you talk about the sedan car, so they provide you with very good Honda or Toyota car, and same with van or tempo traveler. The condition of the car is really good, well maintained, and air conditioned car with proper chauffeur. They would be providing you all these things. Now, there are a few points to remember. Like if you are sending someone to Sri Lanka, then if you ask for the transfer, obviously the chauffeur would be English speaking most of the times. But like if you get your booking then through Draftland, definitely we provide you with English speaking chauffeur only. And they are well groomed professional drivers. And the thing is like and they would be there with you from the beginning of the trip till the end of the trip. So if you are going from Colombo to Kandy to Nuwara Elia or Bentota, so whatever city you are traveling, they will also travel with you and they will also be staying nearby your hotel only. So that is convenient for them to pick up and it's convenient for your customer also to call them whenever they wish to. And it's like uh, if the most of the hotels in Sri Lanka they provide with chauffeurs accommodation in case if that's not available, if some hotel doesn't have that option available with them, then the chauffeur can accommodate themselves. But in that case, you have to uh, pay them around 10 USD per night for his accommodation. Okay, and so the vehicle will be on disposal basis. It's just like how you travel to Kerala or Kashmir, but it's not that you can ask the driver to drive for more than 8 9 hours. So it's not like feasible for them or the vehicle or you also to travel or cover this much distance every day. But yes, the car is on disposal. You can ask the driver according to your convenience to pick up or provide them with the drop. Now, the top selling itineraries for Sri Lanka is 5 nights and 6 days, or 6 nights, 7 days. And in that, you cover like you can either cover Kandy, Nuwara Elia, Bentota, and Colombo, or you can cover Kandy, Nuwara Elia, or you can directly go to Bentota. You can cover Ella also, Yala also. It depends upon you. Just a second. So as you can see, in 5 nights, 6 days, we have given 2 nights Candy, 2 nights Bentota, 1 night Colombo. In 6 nights, 7 days, we have given 2 nights Candy, 1 night Novara Elia, 2 nights Bentota, 1 night Colombo. And if you want to go to Sri Lanka for a longer duration, then 7 nights, 8 days package is also possible, where you go to 2 nights Kandy, 2 nights Nuwara Elia, 2 night Bentota, 1 night Colombo. So as you can see, most of the places that I have covered in the itinerary are located in the southern part of the Sri Lanka. So it's like most of the Indians prefer to have these kind of itineraries only, but it's not that there is nothing to explore in the northern part. Obviously, there are lots of things to explore in the northern part also. So you can offer those things also. But like these are the famous sightseeing places that the people ask for. Now, talking about the visa procedure, and you would be very surprised to know that even before the COVID, uh, getting a Sri Lankan visa was very easy. So if you are traveling to Sri Lanka, it's just that I have planned to travel to Sri Lanka and I want to go on Sunday. Today is Friday. I can definitely go on Sunday. I just need to book my flight tickets and I can go to the airport. And once I land in Sri Lanka, I can get the visa on arrival. So, yes, visa on arrival option is available in Sri Lanka. And second thing, if you want to get the visa done prior to your departure, then obviously you can do that. So, you have to apply through the online portal, and you can get the visa within like 36 hours, the maximum that I said. You can get in the same day only. You'll get the visa, e-visa that is called, and you just need to print or have that in your phone, and you have to carry your valid passport, and then you can travel to Sri Lanka. And in order to get the visa, if you want to get the visa done from us, you have to send the front and last page of the passports of all the travelers, and along with the PAN cards and the flight tickets, and we will get the visa done for you. And visa cost is now what we charge at Draftland for the e-visa. It's 25 USD per person. So why book Sri Lanka with Draftland? It's basically like your client, your branding, which means that if you are doing a booking through Draftland, if you want us to do your branding, let's suppose the car is like someone lands at the Sri Lankan airport, we can get the branding done of your travel company. Like you have to provide us with your logo, and the placard will be ready with your logo, and your guest will be welcome with your logo only. So they can easily identify your company's logo there, and like it's like we are doing your branding. So yes, you can definitely ask for that whenever you are doing a booking through us for Sri Lanka. And then we have got this unbeatable price for Sri Lanka, and I'm very confident about the pricing. So we have got really good price for Sri Lanka. You can always check that. We have also built our system for taking the faster quotation. So that's our auto quote system. You can always go to our website and check our rates, and you can instantly get the quotation within no 10 seconds. And then you have got the flexible payment policy. What I mean is that in Sri Lanka, there's an option available where the client can pay a few part of the book total amount on arrival in cash in USD. So if your client is looking for that option, yes, we definitely do provide that option as well. Otherwise, you can pay the entire payment uh, before the trip. That is also possible. So we have got that flexible payment policy, and we have got the auto quotes with rates till June. So that's like uh, we have recently started doing Sri Lanka, but till June we have got the rates. And obviously, if you are looking for rates post June also, we can provide that. But in the AutoCode system, we have uploaded the rates till June. And the best thing is that we have got 24/7 support available. So if you have any issue, and I understand that lots of travel agents would be doing Sri Lanka for the first time post COVID. So if you have any issue, any question, any suggestion, we are always there to help you out and listen to you. Okay. Now these were basically about Sri Lanka destination, what all things are there, and why you should book through us. So that's like a revision session. But apart from that, I would like to tell everyone that Sri Lanka, you all must start selling Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka is a destination that is very affordable in terms of everything. For example, if you are booking a five-star hotel like Taj in India, and if you're booking a Taj property in Sri Lanka, so in INR, the Taj property is like almost 30%, 40% lesser than what you get in India. So Sri Lanka is that affordable, that cheap, and it's a really good destination for the honeymooners, for the family, for the people who are looking for adventure, to enjoy the wildlife, and also if you want to go to Sri Lanka for uh, cleansing purpose, cleansing your soul, or for pilgrimage purpose, definitely that's the best option. And it's very near to India. and the visa is also very hassle free, and also since it's very easy to travel and it's economical. Post COVID, I've seen that trend that most of the travel agents are pushing their customers, or the customers are asking, or they're preferring Sri Lanka for their MICE tourism. So lots of group queries. I have seen that we also receive that on a regular basis, and Sri Lanka is like a favorite spot for MICE tourism. So if you have any client who wants to organize an meeting or incentive or exhibition or any kind of fair for a group, then you can definitely suggest Sri Lanka for them. Lots of hotels are there which can accommodate those kind of traffic, and it's very economical, and the people are very professional, and it's very near to India. Visa is hassle free. So all the perks of MICE destinations you can find in Sri Lanka. And the thing is, like, Sri Lanka is also like expecting a revival with almost 1.5 million arrival in 2023. So it's like uh, huge boost is going to be getting in Sri Lanka in 2023, and you can expect travel, lots of travelers to ask you for Sri Lanka quotation. So you should be ready for that. And like as I said, MICE is also one of the major segment for Sri Lanka tourism these days. So you should also suggest your customers for MICE. And I would like to bust some myths surrounding the Sri Lanka tourism, that it's not safe, or you will get power cut, or you will not get enough fuel while in Sri Lanka. So definitely that's not the case. And the thing is, like, Sri Lanka economy is almost like 13-14% of the economy is dependent on tourism, and that's like a major segment. So obviously they don't want their travelers, or it's like they are earning their bread and butter from the tourists, so they don't want them to suffer. So in today's time, especially if you are a tourist, then you are the safest in Sri Lanka. And they have also uh, overcome that shortage of fuel or the power. So nowadays, if you are traveling to Sri Lanka, there is no any such issue. So from last 2 months, so January also and in February also, we have done Sri Lanka bookings, and the people have traveled, and they came back and they gave a very positive feedback regarding Sri Lanka, and they didn't face any kind of challenge related to the shortage of fuel or power or food or anything. So it's very normal in Sri Lanka. So you should always like tell your customer, and you should be confident about pitching Sri Lanka to the customers, because it's like the myth can be broken by the travel agent only and the people from the travel community only. Because most of the people, they are only have this thing in the mind, that the Sri Lanka economy has collapsed, and they don't have anything to eat, and they don't have power, or they are in debt. So all these things are a thing of past, and these are basically the news from 2022, and people are still having that perception that the situation is still the same, but that's not the case. And if you talk about the Sri Lanka tourism, so they are pushing tourism in India to a greater extent, and they're organizing so many road shows. And I've personally been to many of the road shows in Delhi. So they are pushing Sri Lanka very aggressively. Even during the OTM and the Sate also, they had their hotels and their travel DMCs. Like they had their stalls at Sate and OTM. So they are pushing it very aggressively, and they had appointed Sanat Jayasuriya as the brand ambassador last year. And Sanat Jayasuriya, as most of the Indian cricket fans, they know that Sanat Jayasuriya is like a very important face for Indians, because very famous personality. if you talk about Sri Lanka. So and that's definitely a boost. People recognize Sri Lanka through Senator Jasurya. And so these all measures are being taken in order to revive the tourism. And definitely there is no such issue that there is any shortage of fuel or power. And if you are still like want to have uh, this clarification whether this hotel is good or not, you can always reach out to your suppliers, your DMCs, and you can always reach out to us. We are there to guide you, like which hotel is the best for which kind of traveler. So all these things are there, and I am quite confident that 2023 will be a very good year for Sri Lanka tourism, and with the help and support from the travel fraternity, I think we can do and we can make Sri Lanka stand where it was before the pre-COVID. So that's all from my side, and I hope that you enjoyed the session and you had your misconceptions gone. And if you still have any question, you can definitely ask me on the chat box. And if you have any suggestions also, you can let me know. So I hope that now you are confident about selling Sri Lanka. And if you want to get it booked through Draftland, or if you have any suggestion regarding the destination, you can definitely contact us and we would be very happy to help.
Right. So first of all, thank you so much, Zishan, for this amazing presentation. People would have cleared a lot of doubts that they had in mind, and you very rightly mentioned that अगर 1.5 million tourists इंडिया से जाने वाले हैं श्रीलंका, तो ऑब्वियसली कोई ना कोई तो उनको केटर कर ही रहा होगा. एंड अगर हमारे ट्रैवल एजेंट्स ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिस कर देंगे, सो दे आर गोइंग टू मिस अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ देयर बिजनेस एंड देयर प्रॉफिट्स which they should not. And we hope the same for them, and that is why we are becoming active again in Sri Lanka. So we hope that वो 1.5 lakh million टूरिस्ट जो इंडिया से श्रीलंका जाने वाले हैं, उनमें से मोस्टली लोग हमारे ट्रैवल एजेंट पार्टनर्स के साथ बुक करें, और वो ट्रैवल एजेंट पार्टनर्स हमारे साथ बुक करें, सो दैट वी प्रोवाइड अ वंडरफुल एक्सपीरियंस टू देयर क्लाइंट्स. We can have good tourists, good families traveling to Sri Lanka. They can have a good family time. Kids can enjoy over there and enjoy a wonderful time over there.
Right.
So,
And like as you said, definitely like India is very important market to Sri Lanka. So the number that you have mentioned, the billions of people, tourists traveling to Sri Lanka, the number was position is always between India and the United Kingdom. So Sri Lanka is very famous amongst the European clientele. So, but obviously for Europeans it would be little expensive because the like distance is very much as compared to India. So the flight fare would be higher, and then the hotels also have got different fare for the European client base, depending on their expenditure capacity. So the number of position is always between India and United Kingdom, and then third and fourth place Germany and France, and after that we have Spain and Russia market, so which is quite big. But still, like if so many people are traveling, and if a majority of them are traveling from India, you have got a very good chance of making a mark and earning a good profit if you are selling Sri Lanka. And we are ready to provide you with all the support. And very rightfully said that you have got that opportunity to grab if you start selling Sri Lanka right now. So that was very important point, like mentioned by Hernur.
right, Zishan. So we do have received a lot of questions and doubts from our travel agent partners. So let's begin with the Q&A session. So before I ask the first question, I would also like to tell our travel agents who are watching today's session that if you have still any doubt or question left in your mind, please write it in the live chat and we'll love to answer your question. So the first question that we have is that are we offering Ramayana tours at Traplan? And if yes, can we share some flyers with our travel agent partners?
Yes, so we definitely do Ramayana tour. Whatever package you are looking for, whatever is possible in Sri Lanka, we does all those packages. Obviously, Ramayana tour is like not often asked by the travelers, because there are different segments of travelers. There are honeymooners, there are adventure seekers, so they don't prefer a minor tour. But yes, if the people, especially with the cultural interest, with the religious interest, and people of older age, so they ask for these types of packages. We do provide those kind of packages. And yes, we the idea is also good that we should start sharing the flyers. We can definitely prepare a flyer for a minor tour, and we are coming up with the promotional deal by coming Monday. So we will be promoting lots of Sri Lanka deals in the coming days. So we'll come up with a regular package deal on Monday, and then there's a minor tour and other deals will also be promoted. And there are lots of offbeat destinations in Sri Lanka, so we'd be educating you all about all those destinations as well. And I'm quite sure that amongst the Indian travelers, it will be quite hit. So, like, yes, in the near days, we will definitely let you know about all those deals.
Right. So the next question that we have received is that if someone is staying in Bentota but they want to do a day tour to Gaul, so is it possible?
Yes, so if someone is staying in Buntota and if they want to go to Gaul or Hikkaduwa, any such place, yes, it is possible. And it's not that far from Bentota, so it can be covered in the same day. So if you talk about the distance, it's like 73 kilometers from Bentota to Gaul. So it takes hardly 1.5 hours. So that is like very much possible. It's very near. So Beruvala, Hikkaduwa, Gaul, it's very near to Bentota. So that is very much possible.
Right. So we do have a very interesting question that has come up next. And the question is that if a group of senior citizens want to travel together to Sri Lanka, especially for the Ramayana tour, so can we cater to that query? Like, some senior people might have some special needs. They might need some special rooms with wheelchair assistance and everything. So can we cater to such type of queries when it comes to Sri Lanka?
Oh yes, we can definitely do. And the reason why MICE tourism is famous in Sri Lanka and the group tourism is famous in Sri Lanka is because of all these things that it's very affordable. The people are very hospitable, and even the travel partners or the hoteliers or the cab drivers or transporters, everyone is quite supportive. So if you want to get the package done according to your convenience, that is also very much possible. And the hotels are also very much cooperative in terms of providing the meal of your choice, and the transport vendors are also very much cooperative in terms of picking up and dropping as per your convenience. So that is quite uh, possible. And whether it's the senior citizens or only the group of ladies traveling, or whether it's Ramayana tour or it's the jungle safari or any package. So that is very much possible with Craft Clan.
Right. So coming to the next question that we have received, and the question is like when someone is traveling to Goa or let's say Vietnam or Bali, so they can rent bikes, and that is a very good way to explore the country, feel up the culture, see the heritage. So is this a feature available in Sri Lanka? Like, can we rent bikes or Activas over there and roam around the city?
Okay, so obviously there are options to do that anywhere in the world. So Sri Lanka is no different, but people don't prefer that thing in Sri Lanka. So I am not sure if any solo traveler would like to do that, but it's like Sri Lanka is very big as compared to Goa. So in Goa, you can definitely rent a bike and hover around, but in Sri Lanka, since it's very big and the demographic condition is also quite different than that of Goa. You have got hills, you have got beaches, you have got plain roads, you have got jungles. So I don't think that is very much feasible. But still, if you are an adventure junkie, and you are traveling alone, so you can do that. There are like service providers which can rent you a bike. But if you're traveling with a family or you're on a honeymoon, then I would suggest you to do that. But yes, like any other place, you can do that as well. But we are not generally doing those kind of trips.
Right. So the next question is, which is the best beach for water sport activities in Sri Lanka?
Okay, so for water sports activities, you can find lots of beaches in Bentota. So as I've mentioned in the slides also, so best beaches, you can find so many beaches in Sri Lanka. You have got beaches in Hikkaduwa, you have got beaches in Gaul, you have got beach in Bentota also. So it's not that there is one or two beach which is good. There's so many beaches, but if you are especially looking for water sports, you should go to Bentota. So you can find lots of options to do snorkeling or to do diving and to do whale watching. So people go to Ventota for all these activities.
Right. Coming to the next question, what will be the visa cost for Sri Lanka, like the average visa cost?
Okay, so like we charge 25 USD per person, and it's almost the same when you apply through like when you are getting it on arrival. Okay.
Right. So the next question that we have is, what is the minimum cost of starting package when it comes to Sri Lanka, like a basic package?
Okay, so it's a very good question, and uh, so the basic package and the like I told you, if you are going to Sri Lanka, you should at least stay for 5 nights, 6 days. Okay, and but obviously people go to Sri Lanka for 4 nights, 5 days, and 3 nights, 4 days also. So if you talk about the 5 nights, 6 days package, and if you talk about only the land package, like I'm not including the visa cost or the flight cost in it. So with a 3-star property, and if you're covering 3, 4 places, like if you're covering Kandy, Bentota, and Colombo. So it will cost you around 190 to 200 USD per person. So it's like almost like 19-20,000 rupees per person. And that would be like for 5 nights, 6 days. That's quite cheaper.
Right. So we do have received one more question from Mr. Kumar, and their question is that they have seen some very exciting and innovative properties in Sri Lanka on in the internet, which are available, like they are villas in the wildlife. So for wildlife enthusiasts, are we providing any such exclusive properties?
Okay, so the thing is, there's so many great properties in Sri Lanka. Like you will definitely forget Maldives or any other such destinations. So whether it's wildlife, whether you want to have a villa near the beach, or whether you want to like next level 5-star hotel in the city, you can find all those options in Sri Lanka. There's so many beautiful boutique hotels also in Sri Lanka. But obviously, we are not dealing with all the hotels, and that's technically not possible for any DMC to do that. But yes, we have got options available in Yala National Park or in Ella or Colombo or Bentota or Candino area, like in all the major cities, we have got some really nice properties. And depending on your budget, we can provide you with 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star properties. And yes, there are lots of good options in Sri Lanka to explore, and at a very cheaper price as compared to any other foreign countries.
Right. So Go Global and Mr. Rohit Shukla have asked the same question and they are asking for this presentation. So I would like to mention that, sir, we'll be sharing this presentation on a mail after this session with all the participants of this session. So you do not need to worry. Once this session is over, by the end of the day, you will be receiving a mail with a certificate for attending this webinar and the presentation that we shared. So you will receive both the things. So coming to the last question for the day, what is the best time in the year to visit Sri Lanka?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. So, first of all, Sri Lanka is a round year destination. So, I forgot to mention that. But yes, you can ask your travelers to book Sri Lanka any time of the day. So, but the best time and the most favorable time is from November till March. And but it's a tropical country, and you can go anytime. It's just that in the monsoon there are rainfall, so you might have to skip few activities someday because of the rainfall. That's it. Otherwise, it's a round the year destination, and the weather is also like any other tropical climates. It's good over there. It's not that it's very hot or it's very cold. Plus, all the hotels are properly air conditioned, and the chauffeur or the driver that sorry, the car that we provide is also air conditioned, so you won't face any kind of trouble. It's a pleasant country with good weather on the year.
Right. So these were all the questions that we received today. So thank you so much, Zishan, for taking out time for our travel agent partners for explaining this destination to them. And I am sure once again I'll mention this that I am hopeful that from those 1.5 million tourists traveling to Sri Lanka this year, most of us will be doing a travel plan with our travel agent partners. So let's focus at Sri Lanka this year and we'll do great business. So thank you so much, Zishan.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Hanur, and it was really wonderful and sharing my knowledge and breaking some myths that was surrounding. So I'm hopeful that the travel agents are now confident and they will push Sri Lanka to their customers, and we will also help them by organizing many such webinars in the future, and we will also share some promotional deals that can help you get the queries. So yes, since 1.5 billion is a great number post-COVID, we all should try to get the maximum out of it. So, in case if you have any question or suggestion, you can always contact, and I would be very happy to help. So, I hope that you start sharing lots of queries with us, and I'm quite hopeful that it will be a very fruitful year for you and for the Sri Lanka destination as well. So thank you so much, Anu, once again for having me.
Right, Zishan. Before we end today's session, we have received one more last question for the day, and the question is that do we have fixed departures for Sri Lanka?
Okay, so we haven't made any FD package yet, but yes, we can definitely come up with fixed departure also in the future. But for now, we are not doing any fixed departure. But let's see. We have just started selling Sri Lanka again, so we will definitely come up with the fixed departure package or Ramayana package or only ladies package. So all these kind of packages can definitely be created. So, but it's just a matter of time. We will do all those things.
Right. So thank you so much, audience, for joining in for today's webinar. I hope this session was enriching for you, and we will continue to attend all the upcoming sessions in future. So if you like today's webinar, do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to press the subscribe button and bell icon so that you do not miss on any future webinars happening here at Trackline official channel. Thank you so much once again.